All right, we've got Alonso Oliver on the line. Check out his YouTube channel. It is Alonso1219, the U family for Miami football coverage right there. And Alonso's got a much better rhythm than I do. So check out his channel, check out the videos, and you'll get a feel for it right there. And then he breaks into the analysis. It's good stuff to watch. I love it.
I appreciate it, man.
So
I get hit sometime. I got hit last time because a guy posted on my video, "Oh, you don't know enough about recruiting." I have a real job. You know, this is something that I do on the side, but I do have a job. I can't spend 30, 20 hours like some of those recruiting gurus out there. So I have a separate job, and I do this really for the fans who want an outlet, you know what I'm saying, to speak their mind, and someone actually gonna speak back to them and talk to them. So I really enjoy doing it, but I don't have an earpiece in, so I don't have anybody talking to me in the ear giving me the breakdown of every recruit. And I don't live in South Florida, so I can't, even though I have a lot of friends and family there, I can't give you breakdown on every single recruit, but I'm gonna do my best for you.
And you make no bones about that. You're real about that. You're upfront. You've said to me a number of times, I've seen it on your channel as well. You go, I don't get into recruiting. Sure, I'll make some comments here and there. I try to keep up with it, but I'm not the guy for the recruiting. I watch the games. Once they get on the field in the fall, I'm on top of the games, analyze the games. We'll preview the games. We'll do the post game, and I'll let you know what I think of the analysis of the games and the personnel. Once they get on the field, once they're in the U family and they put on the jersey and start playing for us, I start watching them.
Yeah, I'm like a kid when it comes to recruiting. Everybody has their favorite player. Like the kids had their favorite player, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. I'm like the kid. If I see a recruit and I look at his highlights, he might be my favorite player. I'm gonna watch him all the time. You know, I'm gonna watch like I did DJ Dallas. I watched him all the time. I watched everything about him because he just caught my eye. But I don't. There's not enough time of the day for me to pay attention to recruiting like that. And you said it perfectly. I analyze the games. I understand football. And once they're a Hurricane, I'm gonna watch everything that they do when they're on the field, or if they're at spring game, on pitches, everything that they do. But it's kind of hard. You have experts that do different things, even in any, and from where you work at, from ESPN, anywhere else, you have experts that do different things. Everybody don't do everything about a certain sport. So that's how I look at it. I'm good at analyzing the game, and then I'm bad at it, and I get people to eat me up. That's why I love my show, is I'll let them talk to me and we'll go back and forth.
And it's similar to what I do here too, because I don't try to pretend to be an expert with everyone. So I'll give my take on the games. I'll watch the games and give my take. I'll give my take on Michigan football or Miami or North Carolina, whoever it is. But to really break it down, I go to guys like you. I bring guys like you on to talk about your team, because you know your team 10,000 times better than I do. Alonso, I got a good list of off-season questions for you. So it's the downtime between National Signing Day and spring football. Also, we're going to get this, you know, after spring football, where May and June there's a little bit of a lull, and you can kick around a lot of fun subjects. So this is one for me that I like to hit up some of my media contributors with. So I got a long list of them. I'm going to hit you up with two tonight. So Miami, what a football history, especially going back to 1983. That's really when it all started. But in looking at your history as a Miami football fan, best win, the win that you cherish the most, what would that be?
A lot of people go with wins that, you know what I'm saying, maybe put the team on the map or things like that. And most people are going to go with national championships, what I'm going to pick. But my best win is just because of the trash talking and stuff that went down. The 2001 national championship against Nebraska. Just because of the, you know, how are we going to outpower them and this and that, and how strong they were, and to jump out and the way we did and blow them out in the first half of the game. I was able to sit back and enjoy the game and just watch us beat them down. And that was probably my favorite win, just because of how bad we beat them. It wasn't a nail biter. It was a national championship game where we basically beat those guys down, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
I remember scores. So 37-14 was the final, and the game wasn't even anything close to 37-14.
You know, I remember the play where Andre Johnson ran just straight down the sideline, and Ken Dorsey just laid it on them, and it was over with from there. I mean, that was the ball game. It was like you said, the 14 points I think came without fourth string in the game. it was a beat down that I really wanted because it was hyped up Nebraska, Miami. And how is Miami going to deal with these big guys from Nebraska? It wasn't how Nebraska was going to deal with Miami. The whole week before the game, it might have been 2 weeks before the game. Everybody trying to figure out how is Miami going to deal with Nebraska. And
I don't know who those people were, though, because I certainly thought that was an open and shut game. Wasn't Miami like 13 or 14-point favorite? I didn't see any comparison between those two teams.
They were favored in the game, but it was still, it's that hate of Miami thing, so Miami they love Miami in the media, but they also love to see Miami get beat up in the media, so they want to see Miami lose big games like that. I know that's what I kept hearing. I kept hearing how was Miami going to deal with Nebraska's size and strength, and it was almost like back in the days when they were talking about how Miami was going to deal with the option.
Yeah.
And they was trying to bring that back up, and it was like, okay, got to show them again. And it was nice.
There have been some teams that have landed into national championship games, especially during the BCS era, that I think we had our clue before that it wasn't going to be much of a game, and that obviously they had a good team, but not a good enough team to be on that stage. And if everybody remembers, on Thanksgiving weekend, that Nebraska team gave up 62 points to Colorado. And when you're taking on a team that, and I don't remember exactly what Colorado was that year, but I think they were a good team, like a top 25 team, but not a great team. And when you're taking on a Colorado team, well, maybe that was a Colorado team actually that played Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl. So it was a really good Colorado team, but still, when you get blown up by 25 or 30 points, it's almost similar to, there was an Oklahoma team a couple years later with Jason White, a quarterback that everybody thought was the best team. They're number one. Then they go to the Big 12 championship game and they get annihilated by Kansas State, but they've got so many points on their side and so much pub that they still had enough momentum to get them to the national title game, to the BCS, and then they get whipped by LSU or USC. And it's like, well, we kind of saw this coming. We saw that this team wasn't really that good.